Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Story, we'll see you in the chat there. We have a very special guest who's currently trying to hide his face, Andy. There he is, the King Dildoder himself. So tonight's topic we've got for you guys is upcoming games, brand new game releases, and what games we want to see made or remade. This should be a fun discussion.
Oh yeah.
Definitely on that one.
What games are you excited for being released, guys?
I'll let
Let
one of you
the
guys
guest go first.
Actually,
Go first.
For Andy, how do you feel about the cancellation of Anthem 2?
You asked me this question because I was streaming Anthem.
Yes, you did.
Actually, at this point in time, I don't really care. Honestly, it it's a crappy situation, especially that all them years ago we bought it on release and we didn't get the game that we was promised. But we've had Anthem hype, Anthem, disappointment, and Anthem hope, and at this point now, it is what it is. It's kind of like the same with Destiny. They go back on themselves, they bring out whatever they want, and you just chalk it up now, really, don't you? So I'm not really that fussed, to be fair.
I think you're just glad to see the back of Anthem 1 now, aren't you?
I think
Kind of.
for me with Anthem, it actually presents a good opportunity for BioWare, because BioWare have had a shit couple of years now. And especially with a new Dragon Age on the way. Well, one thing kind of got me a bit interested, which was obviously we know Mass Effect's coming out. The next Mass Effect is on its way, and now EA only 2 days ago actually said that one of the reasons for Anthem being cancelled is because they were wrong about multiplayer games, and actually they want to concentrate on single player experience. Therefore, Dragon Age, the new one, is now back to a single player RPG and not an MMO. It was being developed as an MMO, so
Okay, that's interesting. I know one game I'm definitely looking forward to, which it's currently scheduled for next month. Star Wars Republic Commando.
yes.
Yes, that game will be fun. Well,
I mean,
any Star Wars game's good.
Have you
Really
ever
amazing.
played Republic Commando?
I haven't.
When it's on microtransactions, anyways.
You will absolutely love it.
Yeah,
It's
except,
it's
as Andy
a
said.
complete remake of it, so it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Hey, sometimes remakes do make good games.
Oh yeah.
Except
If
with,
not for the nostalgia, but good thing is with remakes as well, they can always tweak things as well to make it a better experience.
Well, I say remake. I think it's more a remaster. They've said the game is the same game. They're releasing it on PlayStation 4 and Switch. However, you can go and play it now because it is on Steam.
yes. So
is the original,
PlayStation is due to get it April 6th, if it's not delayed, which would be good to see.
What about you, Dom?
Mine's is more future. I keep getting back and trying to find more leak news in Grand Theft Auto 6. It's, to me, it's the way Grand Theft Auto has been going. It's and the way the games these days, like your likes of Cyberpunk, etc. I don't know. I mean, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? There's probably nothing they can't do. So I think for me, it would be very interesting to see what they can do with the game. But also in terms of storyline, are they going to keep with the interchangeable characters? Because to be fair, it did work quite well in Grand Theft Auto 5. Thought it kind of the whole storyline intersynced pretty well. But I was having a wee look and I was trying to see if there was anything coming.
That was one of my favourite bits about the last Grand Theft Auto, actually. Was the
interchangeable characters?
Yeah, definitely.
So me and Story talked about this the other day, actually.
Finding the different backstories between the three of them and how they all ended up kind of linking in together, which was quite good. But I was having a look and it says that seemingly, according to Games Radar, March the 25th is going to be a Grand Theft Auto 6 review. But at the same time, it's still only rumours. Only rumours.
As Story said there, rumoured to be a female lead character for the first time in Grand Theft Auto.
Which would make sense.
Which would be quite good as well.
Yeah. I think, well, me and Story were talking about it. What we want to see in GTA 6 is go back to Vice City. They've done Los
that
Santos.
would just be like a remake, though, wouldn't it?
Well,
it depends on how they did it, because they went back to Los Santos for 5, and
it says here that the latest gossip is that it's got an October 2023 launch date, and could be set in Miami.
So Vice City.
Yes.
That does sound like a good game.
So
as long as they've got, I want to see them have some of the original Vice City characters in there. Just obviously a bit older now that it's so far in the future.
Yeah, because I think they're more likely going to do it like more modern day times, like they did with 5, aren't they?
Yeah.
Rather than, or maybe they don't. Maybe they go, you know what, we've done that with 5, and to continue online having new content, maybe we take it back to the like that era and
But
go back in time and
in terms of John and Story was talking about how they'd like it to be a female character. I'm sort of listening to you guys, and I'm kind of reading down a wee bit. And again, it's not truth. It's just speculation. But it says here that it could be there is a leak, but the source is quite untrustful. It says it could be a single male protagonist, with the game being set in the 1970s with a chaptered story like Red Dead Redemption 2.
That could be good.
So you could be going back to like almost like Gangs of New York time.
yeah.
I know one
Which
game
would
that is coming out at some point, hasn't got a release date yet, is the next Rainbow Six game, Quarantine. This is
Quarantine, I've seen that.
quite fitting for being in a lockdown, isn't it?
I've seen it somewhere. Where to see it?
Probably not the best thing to call something right about now.
Hey, you never know. It could be a good game. Well, it probably will be. I mean, The Division was good. Rainbow Six Siege is good. Division 2, it might as well have been a quarantine game. Pretty much was.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I quite like the Tom Clancy games. I liked Wildlands. I thought, is it Breakpoint was rather disappointing.
I played Breakpoint.
Yeah, I found that quite
Yeah.
disappointing. The Division 2 and the Division were good. And I've just recently got into Rainbow Six, and John will tell you, I fucking love that game. It's so fast paced, but at the same time, it's really enjoyable until you get the odd bell end that does like to team kill.
Didn't you do that today, Dom?
Shoot. Sorry?
Didn't you team kill someone today?
Yeah, but he was being a dickhead. Well, technically no. You started it. I just finished the job.
I injured him. You should.
Yes.
I was going to revive him.
Yeah,
But,
see, that's you having a heart. That's you having a heart.
So, talking about nostalgia, PS5 players on the 26th of March can buy Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or get a free upgrade from the PlayStation 4 version.
Possibly get a free upgrade unless you've... Well, if you've already got the PS4 version, then yeah, probably an upgrade. But yeah, you can buy it on PS5 if you don't.
Looking forward to that upgrade then.
I missed the Pro Skater games. I didn't get them on PS4 yet. They were fun.
Talking about
I'd suggest getting
games for Mr. Highland, anyway, and especially shooters. We saw some news earlier this week, didn't we, Dom, for Battlefield 6?
Battlefield 6, yes, we did.
So they've said, EA have said that Criterion, who make the Need for Speed games, have been told Need for Speed is now coming 2022 or 2023, and Criterion are now to help DICE finish Battlefield 6.
Which I think will be PlayStation 5 only. I don't think the PlayStation 4 will be able to hold.
Yeah.
Depends on
It's
its release date, I
sounding
think.
like they're going to. I mean, they've said that they're on about full cityscapes, 240 people per map.
I'll be getting that on PC then. I'll be getting that on PC then.
Console. And they're
yes,
on
Corey,
about all the cities being completely destructible. So
Oh,
all the
yes.
cities
Back to
are
Bad
able
Company
go,
2
not
destruction
just-
levels.
Yes, back
Yeah.
to Bad
I do
Company
like
2.
that stuff.
Bad Company 2 is brilliant. You
Um,
just walk into a house, put some explosive in, you just cripple the entire house.
And the other thing that EA said about it was a release trailer from DICE has been shown to the executives and will be with us very soon. And then the release will be holiday this year, so it'll be Christmas time
Okay.
Ooh.
for Battlefield
yes,
6.
Story, we did get some ones after you left, mate. We did. John's back was a wee bit less sore. because they only had to carry me. But it was we got another couple, didn't we, John?
Yeah, we did. Am I right in
Another
thinking
couple
Fall
of months.
Guys is not on Xbox? Because apparently, according to this, in the summer it's coming to Xbox.
Yeah, Fall Guys isn't on Xbox. It's
Did not know
it's
that.
finally lost its exclusivity deal, and finally Xbox have conceded defeat. They were told that if they wanted to have it, they would have to have cross-platform. Xbox said they'd only have cross-platform if people had to sign into Xbox Live to do it, like Minecraft.
That's just
And
stupid.
Fall Guys held their ground and said no, and now Xbox have caved in and said they
So
will join the
I
party.
understand them doing it with Minecraft because
So-
that's a Microsoft game.
Yeah.
But Fall Guys isn't a Microsoft. If Microsoft owned Fall
No,
Guys,
they've
then
tried,
yeah.
they've tried buying it twice and it's failed both times, basically.
Did any of you play Dying Light?
No.
No.
That's a game I missed, unfortunately. I do want to get it though.
Well, Dying Light 2 is meant to be coming out this year, which should be good.
Yes, I
The,
did.
the
read about
first
that.
one,
That's cool.
I liked it with like having the parkour and then fighting zombies. So you can use parkour to escape from the zombies. I mean, it doesn't always go well, especially when the zombies that come out that can actually climb buildings. That bit's not good. But yeah, that one's scheduled to come out at some point this year. Gran Turismo 7, Ben. That would be a good game. We hope.
I mean, that has now been officially pushed back by
Yep.
the sounds of it as of last week till next year, which is slightly annoying. I had something to say about this with racing games, actually, just in general, and the way that they're going, which is GT Sport I really enjoyed because it put a lot more into the multiplayer and the racing aspect, because GT may be a good game, but the AI is still
Yeah.
probably the worst AI in any game at all. So Racing Online was brilliant. The biggest problem for me with racing games right now is it seems companies are moving away from that simulation side of things, which isn't good because we didn't have many out there. Most games were arcadey. And they've said that obviously Gran Turismo is going back more towards the arcadiness of a Gran Turismo game and career mode rather than the online esports
So
game.
I heard a rumor. What they're doing with 7 is taking the best bits from the previous games and adding it to this one.
Yeah,
Which
I
some of
hope
the
they
previous
keep it. I do hope they keep it. The games have been fantastic. My big worry is for Codemasters.
yeah, I want the go kart races again.
Because-
The go kart races are brilliant.
Oh yeah. Codemasters, the one thing about them is they like doing their simulations.
Yes, they
However,
do.
the last Dirt was not good enough, in my opinion, at all.
Well, speaking of
Um,
Dirt, there is a one due to come out soon, isn't there?
There is one to come out, and it's supposed to be a fix for Dirt 5. Yay! Because Dirt 5 failed. It's like, great, thanks, lovely.
Ben,
Because what we
what
want
name
is
have you
the
not
bit-
to mention here? It says Ben, do not mention the name. Obviously,
Do
it's
not
Tyler.
mention the name. Tyler? Not a clue. Don't
Well,
know.
Naomi says she wants another Tomb Raider and a Fallout 3 remaster. I think Bethesda need to work on getting Elder Scrolls 6 out before they remaster Fallout 3.
Elder Scrolls 6, and quite frankly, one thing that I'm not enjoying about Bethesda at the moment is the same reason I don't enjoy Square Enix, which is releasing trailers 5 or 6 years before the release of game.
Yep.
We've heard of Starfield for over, 5 years now?
Starfield
we've
is
still
meant to
not
be
seen
coming.
anything of
I,
it.
I think Starfield is meant to be coming as their next game they release. But
Yeah.
for Elder Scrolls 6, they're looking at one of 3 places. So the home of the Khajiit in Elsewhere, the Red Guard homeland, and
I think
Rock
we
for the
already know it's
Bretons.
going to be in the Red Guard homeland, looking at it.
Well-
because it's all to do with more. You can tell kind of from the theme, it's more almost piratey. It's kind of
Did you see the
like,
teaser trailer they released with the deserts
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
forests? So that also looks like High Rock.
yeah,
I mean, I don't. With all the trees and forest areas, I don't think it's going to be Elsewhere with the Khajiits.
no.
But some people
I can't
thought
see
it
it.
would be Valen would with the Wood Elves.
Yeah, unless it's a mix of a few places.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that. They have done it with Elder
right,
Scrolls
okay.
Online.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
it's because it's his YouTube name when YouTube was just like kids and stuff,
Oh,
and he's
you
like,
mean
it's
Tyler?
Tyler, it's.
it's silent. Oh,
Oh.
Well, speaking of Bethesda and Fallout, where do you think the next Fallout game will be set? They've done Virginia with 76. They've done Boston. They've done DC. They've done Vegas.
I'll let you and Andy answer this one because I don't think
I think so. They're going big cities. They're going big states as well. So I'm thinking now they go LA or New York next. Post-apocalyptic New York would be
York would
good.
be an interesting one.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic New York would look good.
Mm.
It would be a bit similar to DC with all the high-rise buildings, but yeah. I wonder if they'll still have the glitch from Fallout 3 where you can jump off a building, save the game as you hit the button, then reload it and not die. Sorry. Just what happened to Fallout New Vegas 2? Obsidian don't work with Bethesda anymore. That's what happened.
I think the best thing about Fallout is that our perception of New York won't be the same as it would be in the game. Because look at 4 and the city that it looks like in 4. It has that olden style on it because time stopped in a sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's set in the future from where we are in reality, but it's all retro kind of style, isn't it? So that'll be interesting to see if they ever do go to New York, that the buildings that they'll come up with and all kinds of machineries and such.
To be fair, I was surprised they went with West Virginia for 76. There's not a lot in West Virginia.
Although that was probably the reason why they went for West Virginia, because the idea was for them to, like, the multiplayer to, like, build their own area and community, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
I'm going to throw it out there. I have never played Fallout game.
That's why I didn't answer, because I've played, but I wouldn't have a clue where they're going next.
We need to get you to play it.
I have never played a Fallout game.
There's something that I'm going to say while Tyler's here. It's completely shocked me reading this, and I'm actually quite pissed off at the same time.
What?
So I was looking forward to Subnautica finishing their second game below zero. Yeah. They announced a release date today for the full game on PC and consoles.
Okay.
Subnautica Below Zero is coming out May 14th. The same fecking day as Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Oh. I mean,
God damn it!
I haven't played
flip a double-sided coin.
I haven't played much of Mass Effect games, but I'm definitely going to get the remastered ones.
Yeah, I'm going to get the remastered Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I did miss out on the trio actually back in the day. But I don't want to get the remaster. It looks fantastic. And
looks insane for a remaster.
Obviously, they're also remaking Grand Theft Auto 5 again for next-gen consoles. Apparently, they're adding even more stuff into it.
Of course they are.
They added stuff extra when they brought it to PS4 and Xbox One. Like they added the first person, give it better graphics, added the extra animals in. What more can they add?
Well, I mean, here's another one for you that we all kind of know is coming. We don't even need it to say something on here because we all know it's coming.
Skyrim. Yep,
Skyrim will be coming to brand new consoles at some point.
Yep, Skyrim has been on every console since it got released.
Ben's chorus is no luck.
No luck, Ben. Oh, don't I fucking know it.
No luck.
So, also, one for Naomi and Andy here. On Switch, Spelunky and Spelunky 2 HD remasters.
Oh, yes.
The first
on Switch, both of them together in a double pack.
Nice.
So there's one for Naomi and...
More importantly, there's a great Switch game coming out, 25th of June. Mario Golf. Who doesn't want Mario Golf?
I mean, if we're talking about everyone knows that I've got two massive games coming out this year, which are Mass Effect Legendary Edition and Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Horizon's still obviously in a bit of trouble at the moment. They have said that they have pushed it back. They haven't said when, but I think it's now next year by the sounds of it. It sounds like they're having a lot of issues right now. However, one other game that's coming out that I can't wait for is Pokemon Snap.
Oh yes, that is coming out.
We
Also,
won't talk about the remasters and
I've
stuff
just
because
seen a game
How are we doing,
that
Adam?
is apparently being released that I didn't know was being made, and I'm interested to see how they do this. There's a Lord of the Rings game coming out in 2022. It's called Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Yes,
so it could
yes,
be
I
just
read
the
this.
story about Gollum. That
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been-
that would be interesting.
obviously
mhm.
we've seen glimpses of his origins in the movies.
I suppose the question is will most of the game be as Smeagol?
I hope so. That'd be
Do
interesting.
you know,
Possibly.
talking about Lord of the Rings, I can't remember the name, right? But it was a Lord of the Rings game for, was it PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2? And you
I'm
could
sorry,
do...
Stories just said something that I have to now go and check because I'm a sad bastard really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is apparently
Horizon could be
Horizon's
dropped on May the
15th.
15th
If that is
instead.
15, I swear, Story, if this is 15 for me, that's it. My life's over in May. You lot can say goodbye. I'm never playing a game with you again. You're doing
Right.
Ark by yourselves for months.
In fact, I'm going to go
It's a
look
big
at this Lord of
fight
the
from
Rings
me.
game right now.
But I can't remember if it was PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, and you could do like the Battle of Helm's Deep, and it was just so in detailed for a game at that time. It was like pretty much the storyline of the movies.
Yeah.
Not like your Middle Earth or anything like that. I wouldn't mind that being remastered. That was quite good because you could pick between Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn, and it was good. It's good. For the life, I'm going to have to look it up because it's going to annoy me.
Oh,
I need to
so
find
the
out
Lord of the
name.
Rings Gollum is going to be a story-driven action adventure. Take on a perilous journey as Gollum, chasing the only thing that is precious to him. Gollum is skillful and cunning, but also torn by his split personality. One mind, two egos. You decide. So basically, you get to
So we're
decide his
basically
responses
just doing the Lord of the Rings storyline from.
from his
Gollum.
perspective.
See, I don't like that. I think that's just
But it depends on where in time it starts.
yeah. For me, that kind of makes me not want to play it anymore because I'm kind of sick of going through
Oh.
that storyline.
So it starts as his time as a slave below the Dark Tower, to when he stayed with the elves in
Ooh.
Mirkwood. So this is
That's
starting
the one, Adam.
before. This game will start before the Lord of the Rings trilogy did.
If you're googling that, you need a slap fishing hook. You can fuck right off, story. You're a bastard, honestly. I've just been searching for it.
Come on, it's for story. Do you know he's taking the piss?
So yeah, you have to use stealth and agility to survive and overcome like the enemies. But so you get, but like obviously games we've all played where you get choices that affect, well, the choices that are based on your mindset. You get to decide on which personality Gollum uses at the time, or Smeagol.
Yes.
That's interesting.
That's getting added to my Steam wishlist right now.
So, two things that Tyler said, and then you've got a question from me about this. Tyler has mentioned the open world Star Wars game, which we still know absolutely
Yep.
nothing about apart from you're a bounty hunter. And talking about the other one that he says, the Harry Potter game,
An open
that
world
has now
Harry
been
Potter
pushed
game.
back to next year.
It's basically a
Yes,
Harry
okay.
Potter RPG game set before
Yes.
the Harry Potter story.
It's MMO,
Oh,
isn't it?
it's
Yeah.
miles before.
Yeah.
Years
Is it
and
an- is
years
it
and
an
years
MMO?
before.
Not
Yeah,
too
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
it's
MMO, yeah.
Yeah, it's an MMO, but it's like third-person MMO for RPG set in
That
Hogwarts,
sounds like
like
it could be good.
so many years before.
Sounds pretty good.
However, the question I have to ask you all is, what do you all think about companies kind of having this thing with Cyberpunk kicking it off, where it's all like, do we push it back now? Do we leave it? Do we release it early? Because, quite frankly, I was saying this to Andy the other day. The Harry Potter game, Warner Brothers actually put in their report of pushing it back to next year, we do not want to do a Cyberpunk. They actually reference Cyberpunk in their reasoning for pushing it back.
But they're spot on. They're absolutely spot on. Because all they're going to do now is that if they don't look at the mistake of Cyberpunk, every other game that's getting rushed is just going to end up being slandered as a Cyberpunk.
See,
You'll never get the game right.
Yeah.
You'll never give your customers what they want.
Exactly.
It'll always be just money, money, money. We don't care about the people that are buying the game. We don't care about the input. It's just a case of, right, we've got that one out. Let's get the next game out. Let's get the next game out. I think they're right in doing what they do and learning from Cyberpunk's mistakes.
See, I've got two problems with this now.
Okay.
Problem one is that you've basically already said you're releasing it. So the point was you were going to release it earlier. And you knew you were going to release it early. That's the point. Because they've already released the trailer. They've gave a release date. They know they're not ready and they're already willing to do it. And then the other thing is, how many times... It annoys me because there's been games out there now that have been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Mass Effect Andromeda being one of them, and it still comes out shit. Like Cyberpunk was still pushed back 5 or 6 times. Cyberpunk was already a year and a half late when it came out, and it still had problems.
Well,
so at that point, what are the companies doing? In this year and a half that they're pushing games back, what are they actually doing when these games are still coming out so bad?
Well, then that's when you have to ask yourself the question, are these companies trying to put too much into the game? Or are they also suffering from setbacks from lockdown? It's one of the things you'll never know. Is it the fact that and they've maybe not put it into the blueprints of the game when they're developing, but as the game gets further and further into development, are they looking at, oh, we could do this, we could do that, we could implement this, we could implement that, and then all of a sudden, before
Mass
you know
Effect Andromeda in a nutshell.
before you know it, they've thought they've taken 10 steps forward when really they've been set back 20 steps, and they're almost back at the drawing board.
Well, that's the problem with trailers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the problem with trailers is that it's all pre-scripted shit.
It's
it looks polished, and it's not. And this is why it says in the disclaimer at the bottom that it's not an exact rendition of the final product, just so they can't get into shit. And
which is where Cyberpunk went wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Cyberpunk didn't. They put it is game footage, but they didn't say what console, and it was from PC footage, not from the rest.
Yeah, and then people with the base PlayStation 4 are excited to play something that was minimum spec PS4 Pro in mind, and it's blowing up consoles and stuff like that, and they're all having a hissy fit that we're having this constantly. So it's just that's where it all went to crap. Really, mass amount of people giving bad reviews and stuff like that, and it just escalated from there.
So there was a game me and Dom actually looked at on Steam recently, Beyond Mankind: The Awakening. Do you remember that one, Dom, that we were talking about?
Yeah,
it's the post-apocalyptic action RPG. To be similar to Fallout, but there's more of a space theme around it as well.
Space theme in it, yeah.
I'm worried.
Almost as
I'm
if
worried about it.
Its demo is currently out now. Its demo has just been released, so I might give that a go. That should be...
Oh, yeah. That wasn't on there the other day when we put it in the wish list.
Its demo has just came out. It is planned release date for 2021.
To me, see watching the, you get the wee videos in Steam.
Yeah.
It's kind of get that kind of Starship Troopers kind of vibe about it.
Yeah, I thought that.
Obviously, not all of it is, but when you're the kind of types of animals that you're seeing and sort of creatures and bugs you're seeing, It's almost kind of like a
See, I'm worried about that for two reasons. One was how optimistic they're being for such a small company that's making it compared to, like you say, it's supposed to be like almost like a Bethesda game. And it's now games like that can be made, don't get me wrong. But then they've released a demo, what we in? Start of March, and it's not supposed to be released till next year.
No,
That's
it's May.
just a cheap way of
Yeah, Ben,
saying
it comes out in May. In 2 months.
Oh, in May. I thought you said 2021. Oh, it is 2021.
Well done, Ben.
Yeah.
Well done, Ben.
Yeah.
We'll
No, what I was
we'll
going to say
cut that
was
bit
it
out the video
sounds
for you.
more like a... John, your mic's gone.
Has it?
You mean? Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. There we go, that should be better.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
better.
you're back.
We got you back.
I mean, a demo
I'll
this
give it a go.
early,
I'll give it a
really?
go.
Is this not just a crap... We know we're going to get bugs and shit, so we're going to release it to the masses in a demo to try and fix it? I don't know.
Well, I think they're doing the demo and then they're releasing a beta, which is just going to keep updating like they do with most Steam games. We'll see how it works. We'll see what it's like. But
I'm starting to hate this culture of games, especially on PC, where they're all in early access now.
And it's basically there's the game, you pay for it, and what we do is we'll just, as the game progresses and develops, we'll just add it on as an update and an update
Yeah,
and an update.
but a lot of games don't. That's the
Yeah.
problem. A lot of games now, you pay for them, they get 10 weeks into development, and they cancel it and go, well, we got 30, 40 grand out of it, and we're just going to go.
So
And there's nothing you can do because there's a warning on it for it being early access.
there is another
That shit.
game on Steam I'm definitely looking at, which there is still no release date. They're still developing it and getting money for the game, which is Deathground, a horror survival game where you're surviving against dinosaurs. That one, it looks quite terrifying, especially in some of the situations you get into. But it's a solo or co-op survival horror, depending if you want to play with people, against deadly AI dinosaurs.
Oh,
Very
that sounds
Jurassic
cool.
Park theme at night.
Mm,
Yeah. That
do
one.
like that.
In fact, what I'll do, how do you get links? There it is. What I'll do, I'll put
Speaking
a
of
link
remasters
in the
and all that kind of
YouTube
stuff,
channel.
Turok got remastered recently,
Oh,
hasn't it?
yes. I played the very first Turok.
Yeah, I
was
played the
brilliant.
original Turok.
That was a great game. I
That's-
died within
that's
like
com-
10 minutes.
That's come back. That's come back in time,
Oh yeah.
a long time. So it's. I'm not going to show my age,
I
but
put a link in the chat for Deathground so people can have a
looking
look.
back a while.
Why do you think I've
I
got this on, bro? Why do you think I've got this on?
I think I let mine grow out a wee bit. I could have cut it for work last week.
I don't have any excuses. Everyone's seen me
I know.
on stream now anyway. It's just... So... What would you guys say, out of all the games that you've seen that are coming out this year, next year, whenever, what is the one game you're looking forward to the most? Even if it's a remaster, a report just to the PS5, anything, what are you looking forward most to playing?
I don't know.
Well, as should I call myself a Battlefield fan? Has to be Battlefield 6.
Yeah,
To
I-
see where they go with it. to
depends
see
on
if
what
they can
era
get
they
a
do it.
5.
I don't want to see
Yeah,
another
I mean-
modern era Battlefield
No, I
just
don't
yet.
want a modern era. Battlefield
Vietnam would be
isn't
good.
a modern era war game.
Vietnam would be good.
Yeah.
They did a bit in Bad Company too, but I think a proper dedicated Vietnam Battlefield would be brilliant.
Yep.
My thing is how they're on about like full-on city, destructible cityscapes. They're kind of saying it as if they're on about like
Modern.
skyscrapers and
Yeah.
stuff, aren't they? So it's more
Well,
like
it's either that, or they could, like I said, go into Vietnam and have all, because it's all wooden buildings, isn't it? Really, in that time,
yeah.
just start blowing up wooden buildings, setting things on fire.
Mm,
So
that'd be
Oh,
cool.
what
I-
about you and
Okay, Matt. Well, if the rumours are true, Spyro 4. Apparently. But beyond rumours, I don't really know. There's another God of War coming out, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Really
I like
looking
how
forward to
we
that.
haven't even mentioned that one yet. It's probably the number one game that
Yeah.
people are on about coming out, and it's not even been mentioned.
Got to
still-
listen to that boy all
I
over
still
again.
can't get my head around the first one. I'll be honest, I didn't like it. I weren't bothered for it at all.
You're dead to me, Ben.
Yep. Everyone's calling me crazy for it. It's just a game that I just did not like at all.
I'm kind of on your boat here, Ben. I just couldn't wrap my head around it either. I
It
don't.
came out the same year as Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn, and both of them for me were Game of the Year. Jedi Fallen Order came out pretty much
Yep.
around the same time,
Mhm.
and it's just God of War, just nothing. It means nothing to me at all. And I played the one. It's not like I haven't played the ones earlier. I've played most of the Gods of War, and I just didn't think it was that good of a game.
Also, Ben, story says, did you look into that esports boxing?
I did actually. It looks pretty good actually. It's basically going to be a. They're on about it being like the next big thing for like
What is it,
boxing
VR?
fans and stuff.
That would be
No,
interesting.
it's from how Story were describing it when I were talking the other day. It's gonna be like another boxing game, like Fight Night Champions was for a year.
Ah, right, okay.
But it's going to be more focused on the esports side of it and the multiplayer aspect rather than a campaign and stuff, and being able to like upgrade your character as you go through by doing matches, and you'll actually have a scorecard that says how many matches, whether you've got knockouts, how many rounds, stuff like that, and just have a full like online profile.
Pretty good, actually.
Well, there's
Pretty cool.
two
Sounds-
games I'm looking forward to. One being the new F1 game with EA backing it financially. That could be interesting to see what they do.
I don't think next year's will be too much different. I think as in this year's. I think it'll be next year's.
As long as they
personally.
sort out the damn fucking AI.
Well, with it being EA servers, it might be slightly better.
I mean, let's not get onto the EA. Let's not get onto the AI, shall we, today? While Adam's in the chat after what he's posted in the Formula Friday chat, because I will go ballistic with him at this point, right?
I have to see this.
I don't know how he can say he has no blame involved in this one at all.
Oh, is that the Lewis Hamilton incident?
Like, I've watched this clip a million times, I'm not joking, and that red arrow is clearly showing that Hamilton's alongside him, and he just gives Hamilton no room at all, and then blames him for putting him in the wall. But that's my opinion, I'm not a steward. I'm sure Adam's gonna be in the chat going, no, it definitely wasn't my fault, it was Hamilton's. But
AI story is artificial intelligence, my friend. The computer
Whereas
driving
where
cars.
F1's confirmed, there is very little intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah.
AI is just
Where Adam's concerned, no intelligence.
the AI in F1. The one thing about it is very aggressive. It will always go for the
It is.
overtake. It doesn't wait.
So the other game I'm looking forward to, obviously it'll be a while yet, Arc 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Although,
Never played the
I-
first one, so I couldn't really say.
in terms of Arc and Arc 2, obviously we've still to finish Arc 1
Oh yeah,
ourselves,
we're
but
miles
we've
away
also-
from finishing the first one.
But we've also finished the Forest one.
Yep,
Doesn't
And-
Ark not even have an ending?
it does.
Yes, Ark
Arc
does
has
have
an
an
ending.
ending.
Once you
And,
get through
Well,
all the
actually,
DLCs.
no, it doesn't technically, because once you finish the first 4, it throws you into Genesis. Once you've finished Genesis, that's supposed to be the run up to the second game.
Yeah.
So technically, there's no ending. It's gonna keep running on basically.
So
I have seen the trailer for the Forest 2.
yes.
Oh,
And
is it,
cannot wait for
is it
that.
Sons
It
of the
looks
Forest or
fucking
something like that?
creepy. Yes,
It
Sons of the
looks-
Forest. It is called Sons of the Forest.
Them digging
And,
physics.
um, the trailer does have it looking like a very, very, very scary game. I won't scare
Yeah.
you off that one.
Play some Minecraft tomorrow.
And
Yes.
yeah,
So,
Yes. We will
yes.
all play Minecraft tomorrow.
this is what I'm up against.
So,
But
I've just seen some
it
big
does
game
look
news.
real good. So
I've
if you ever get a chance, check out
yes,
the
do check
Forest
that
2
out.
trailer.
Oh
But
yeah,
I've just
definitely.
seen some pretty big game news on Twitter. Not sure if you guys have seen it yet. Do you know we talked about how Microsoft are
So-
trying to buy Fall Guys?
They have.
Epic have just bought Fall Guys.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, well,
Epic
that's it.
Games
That's
have
off
just
at
bought Fall
consoles
Guys.
then.
I think it was
Great.
still on consoles,
Oh yes, it's
but
just seen that
Epic have
trending.
literally just bought Fall Guys.
I honestly cannot show my displeasure
Well,
more.
They've acquired the developers of the game, so they now own the creator of Fall Guys.
See, it
Mediatronic.
worries me because Fortnite just gets worse and worse.
I've seen
And
who
no
that
one
I've seen
cares.
who that adding to Fall.
Rocket League is the opposite. Rocket League's bloody brilliant. Which side is Fall Guys going into?
Well, I've also just seen. I've clicked on a trend in there, and Epic Games are saying that they're about to try and buy Among Us as well.
It won't surprise me. It would not surprise me. In
That's
fact,
it's there in black and white, mate. Top of the.
Yeah.
Epic Games now owns Fall Guys, buying out creator Mediatonic today. Epic Games Among Us about to be up next.
so Darklighter, who himself has created the company Kinetic Games, which is Phasmophobia, he's already said that the one company that has come to him to try and buy him is Epic. And he's basically told him to bugger off and leave him
Yeah.
alone.
By the looks of it, by
So,
the looks of that
which makes
story,
me laugh.
it's
Gave me a chuckle.
they've actually looks like they've bought Mediatonic and not Fall Guys itself.
Yeah, so they bought the company that
They
makes
bought the
it, but
company. They bought Mediatonic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nappies for Highland.
So,
excuse
Andy,
me.
you're a horror fan, aren't you?
Horror fan.
Yeah.
I say I like my horror. Aye.
Do you like Alien?
Actually, I've not played it yet.
Not played it, like the movie. Do you like the movies?
I do. I do like the
So-
movies. Aye.
Coming in summer 2021, Aliens Fireteam. It's a co-op
Oh.
third-person survival shooter set within the Alien universe for 3 players. It looks
Oh, no, that
interesting.
sounds really
There
good.
was
Yeah,
there was
that
more than
sounds
one
interesting.
alien. There was a lot of aliens,
Oh.
which is going to be a little bit terrifying when there's only 3 of you and the
Oh yeah.
xenomorphs
Oh,
coming
yeah.
at you. Only way, really, best way to defeat them, just set them all on fire. But it looks like there's the androids as well. See, with the
Alright.
androids and the aliens in this game, plus facehuggers coming out of the
Okay,
eggs.
No.
That is going to be fun.
I mean, from looking at the trailer here, there was miniguns involved, and they're still coming.
Fucking hell. Let me drink. Jesus Christ.
But the 3
Wow.
words in the trailer is "survive the hive," so it's the
Survi- wow.
full on alien hive.
Oh
That-
God.
This will
When
be
you think alien, you do not want to hear them words.
no.
You do not
In
want to
fact,
hear that
Andy,
at
I'm
all.
going to
What the hell?
tag you in this on Twitter, so you can have a look at this in your own time.
Oh, Thank you. I'm
And-
definitely going to have a look at this.
It's a pretty interesting looking thing.
Thing. I like
Yeah.
how you described
It looks pretty terrifying, to be fair.
Here's a question for you guys then. Since there's another game here that I haven't mentioned yet.
Mhm.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Actually,
Well.
can't wait for that. Ratchet and Clank's one of my favourite series of all time. But what are you guys thinking about PlayStation AAA games being minimum for the standard edition £70 now? No
think
matter
that's
what game
ridiculous.
it is.
That's ridiculous.
It's astronomically expensive.
Inflammation.
So it's like
But
this-
it's on the PlayStation that are doing it. Most games are still 40 quid. But
Right.
PlayStation Triple, it makes me worry for Horizon. It really does, because I would love to get the collector's edition, and I know I'm looking at over £150 probably.
But
Yeah.
speaking of Ratchet and Clank, did you guys know it's currently free on the PlayStation Store? Not PlayStation
Yes.
Plus, it's just currently free.
Yes.
Yes, everybody can
Oh,
earn it
oh.
for free. No strings attached. You don't even need PS Plus. You can grab that.
Just add it to your library if you don't want to download it yet.
And I do recommend it. It is such a good game.
But
Isn't
speaking
it
of
the
the
remastered one where they
Yes.
remastered it?
yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of
It's
older
more
games,
faithful to the movie storyline. of it.
Yeah.
yeah, speaking of the older games, Adam, I know will be ready for this one. Andy, you've recently been streaming, but Crash
Justice
Bandicoot
for
4,
Myers.
it's about time.
Yes.
Literally the title of the game.
Yes. PS5 versions coming. I get the free upgrade. I cannot wait for that.
I think
I
that'll
like
be,
how you're like, I cannot wait for that. Adam's going, fuck my life. I've still struggled to get that platinum. Adam's literally there, killing himself in a corner right now.
Adam, I'm not even attempting it, bro.
Adam is literally, I'm not joking, we get like daily updates on his Facebook about how he's doing with Crash Bandicoot 4, and it's not a pretty sight, man.
No.
It's not a pretty sight for him.
I know my limits as a gamer.
I
And
wish him luck.
I can't do it.
I
I
really
can't.
do. I wish him luck because fuck me, that's a hard game.
It's them perfect relics, man, where you can't. You got to do the whole level, get every box, every wumper, and flipping not die. It's. I'm out. I'm out.
My friend, my fingers are going to bleed, Adam
I can
says.
fucking believe it, bro. I really can.
So there's the game I didn't realise was coming out on Switch, because I thought they were all being taken away, but Tales from Borderlands. That's been released
Oh,
on Switch.
2K currently own the right to the Tales of Borderlands, so it's back on the store now.
Oh, perfect.
Because 2K managed to get it. Same as Mojang are trying to get hold of Minecraft Story Mode as well to add that
Yeah.
back on.
Well,
and to finish
Yep.
that.
So before we do end, what games, any game you've played, would you like to see remastered into
Fallout 3.
current into current gen or next gen consoles?
Right. You're not
Andy's
allowed
already
to
said.
answer with the same thing. Andy's chose Fallout 3.
Yeah.
What's yours this time?
I don't know. There's a lot of
Um,
games.
I say New Vegas, right? You can take the Fallout 3 one.
I don't want.
Oh, no,
I
no,
don't
no,
want
no,
to
no,
remastered
we
Fallout
can't
3.
do this.
I don't want to remastered Fallout 3. I want them to make a new Fallout game.
That's not 76.
Yeah. I love Fallout 3 the way it is.
I'm hoping Elder Scrolls doesn't go the same. I know they've got Elder Scrolls Online, but it's not the same as kind of like Fallout 76, and I'm hoping they don't go the multiplayer route on the
Yeah.
next one.
Oblivion.
Oblivion would be a good one, but
Yeah. None of that clear graphic shit. You know, actually update the graphics to a more later state.
Oh, Oblivion's
That's a tricky
graphics
one,
was
Deep in thought. I'm trying to think.
yeah.
It's, I would say that if you say Bad Company 2, you're pretty much looking at Battlefield 5 for that.
Yeah, he's got.
That's pretty much a remastered Bad Company 2 minus the era. It's obviously different eras, but it's it's obviously different eras, but I'm pretty sure if you look at Battlefield 5 in the sense of Bad Company 2, that's what Bad Company 2 would be. So trying to think of oh John, you'll like this one, mate.
Yep.
For a remaster. We actually spoke. Was it me and you that spoke about this last week before I went to work? Medal of Honor: Rising Sun
Oh yes, Medal of Honor: Rising Sun needs to be remade.
remaster.
That game definitely.
Definitely.
I
Medal
can't
of
give
Honor
mine.
over
I'd
again.
copy a PS2 version if I wasn't so tethered to the PC right now. I'd be like,
can't-
yeah.
I can't give mine. See, mine, I was thinking two things, and both of them have basically got remasters now.
Mass Effect is one.
Yeah. The other one, surprisingly, is get Ark more stable, and not necessarily
very
a
true.
remaster, but what I would say, if I'm gonna do it then, which Andy'd be happy with me choosing, is something like Simpsons Hit and Run, or something similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
those games. My favourite was Road Rage.
Yeah, I was about to say Simpsons
No.
Road Rage. Do you know, so
Simpsons
I did
Road
love.
Rage.
I love the Simpsons game as well.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun, I did enjoy them.
Yeah, Simpsons games
I'm
were
not
good.
bothered.
What was that not Mass Effect? What was that Battlefield? The futuristic one was it 3044 or something like
Oh,
that?
20 something. It was maybe 2044.
I think it was
I think
24.
it's
Yeah,
2044.
2044,
I
I think.
think that'd be a nice little remaster right there, to be fair.
I just thought of a game I'd want to see a sequel of. A second L.A. Noire.
Second.
I really enjoyed the first one, but not do it right after the war. Do it a bit more modern. Not like current, like modern day. Maybe go like 60s, 70s era. Because they've done.
Oh, there's
back in
there's a good one for story.
Metal Gear
Yes,
Solid.
Gear Solid.
absolutely.
PS1.
Apparently, that
I
is
know
meant
you're
to be
talking.
remastered. Apparently, that is actually in the works. And they're also doing the HD. I think like they're not remaking 2, 3, and 4. They'll be in the package, but they are actually remaking the first one. That's what is going around the internet at the moment. I am well going to be getting that on the release, though. Definitely, I love MGS.
That would be a good game. Actually.
Back when MGS was big in the PlayStation 1, I wasn't much of a gamer. I was in playing football and shit, but when I did play it, for the love of God, I could not play Metal Gear Solid. I was never the stealthy kind. I was too gun ho and
Loud and proud.
mate, I just could not get the hang of it. But I'm pretty sure if you hand me a Metal Gear Solid now,
Whose footprints are these? Mine, motherfucker.
For one quick last question, guys, since we're almost coming out of lockdown, should we say, fingers crossed, and
Yes,
since
sorry.
a lot of us have started streaming this year, what has been your like favorite game that say you've played for the first time, like in this last year?
Ooh.
Not like exact year, but like since we've kind of been all locked down doing, what would you say or what's your number one game been to go and play? Would you say?
Well, I'm
so
not going to
far?
go with what my
During
PlayStation recap said, because I didn't believe it. My PlayStation recap said I played Ark the most last year. I'm not Ark, Apex. Sorry, definitely didn't. Apex has been my most played game 2 years running.
Apex has been most played game, but in terms of your question, most enjoyable game, and it's one that I've just started playing recently. It did take a wee while to get into, but was No Man's Sky, because I thought that was a game that I would never ever like. It just didn't seem my kind of game, and I gave it a wee bit of time, and before you know it, I'm fucking 60 odd hours in on the online gameplay that we've done.
I'm bugging everybody on the Discord.
Oh
He's
mate,
coming on.
it's probably No Man's Sky.
I mean, the one for me, it's a game that I had played bits of before, but playing Ark and going quite in depth into Ark, we put a lot of hours in Ark, both me and Ben, especially on PC as well.
I was gonna say, obviously I can't really say Ark because I've done thousands of hours, but Ark definitely, like, its resurgence for me of being able to play with you guys, playing with you on PC, and now with Dom there as well.
Who never wants to put it down ever again?
Oh, Ark, I just can't. I could play it. I really want to go through the story and just go through each of them one by one now and get through it. I really do and really enjoy it.
I can't
I'd
wait to
say
get to
my
Aberration.
new game that I'm really happy about, you guys introducing me to, was one that you've both said, which was Apex. I just love Apex and I'm just enjoying playing it on different consoles and everything. Tink says GTA.
Playing GTA Online a lot more.
Yeah,
than
playing
last year.
GTA Online with all of you was probably the highlight of me starting Twitch and stuff. That was one of my favourite bits.
Yeah, big
And
soppy bastard.
No, it was.
No
It was.
soppiness
It
here,
really
Ben.
was. No, it really was. I'd really loved playing GTA Online. I'd never played GTA Online. I'd played the story, but I'd never played the online before then with you guys,
speaking
it was just so good.
Online games, Red Dead Online, we started playing.
Yes,
Dom
but we do need to get back
Dom
to it at
capturing
some point.
bounties and then killing them on the way back.
Yeah.
Us
Yeah,
two tying people up on train tracks and then realising trains going wrong way.
Oh, you mean so me and Ben weren't even in a party together at the time. We just both happened to be playing Red Dead Online. I went to sell stuff at the fence,
each other. We were like,
and I was like,
"Hello."
Oh, that's Ben. Luke went to sell stuff at the fence next door. I was like, oh, hi Ben. And then we kidnapped someone, and then kidnapped more people. To the point I had an $11 bounty, which is a lot in Red Dead.
That is a lot.
That's
What
just
about
a
you,
minute.
Andy?
Does the question go back to like the start of the lockdown or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say like last year being like up to like just before we were locked down and stuff.
Don't say Anthem.
This is more of a series, rather than just one game. The most time I spent on a game, series, is the Final Fantasies. I've never played them before until lockdown happened, and then I started with 15 and kind of went back on, down from 7 upwards all the way up to 9. And then the remaster came out for 7, and God, I just fucking love them now. Absolutely love them.
I think the
So
remaster for
I
7
spent
is
a lot
free
of time
on
on them.
PlayStation Plus this month.
Yeah, and there's some confusion about because if you own the game, you can get the PlayStation 5 upgrade for free, but if you get it on the PS Plus, you have to pay for the PS5
that
upgrade.
makes
So,
sense.
yeah, I mean, from a business standpoint, absolutely.
And they've said if you buy the PS5 game outright, then you get the Yuffie DLC with it, with the new chapter. But if you get the upgrade, you have to pay for the upgrade to get the Yuffie DLC.
Mm,
So it's just a bit confusing with it all at the moment.
There is a
Yeah,
game that
yeah.
I think I will probably get, and I think Ben might get. I'm not sure about you.
I'm
both,
getting it.
Dom,
Well,
and
I
Annabelle.
already
Oh,
said.
I'm getting it.
do you, do you
Me and
don't even know what game
Story
I'm
were
talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
thought you meant Final Fantasy.
no.
Then.
The Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga.
Yes.
I'm going to get
Oh.
that because it's all
Yeah, I'm
9
getting it.
movies in one game. They did the complete saga,
Pretty
which the title seems pretty pointless now because it's the complete saga minus
It's
the
not
last
the
2
complete
movies.
saga. Yeah.
It's not.
But it's a completely new one.
Yeah.
It's completely new as well. The story is completely different. They've not just taken the old Lego Star Wars and put them together
Oh, have they?
with the
They've
new
changed
3.
them. Oh, I thought they were just going to add
No,
the
it's
new 3.
complete. No, it's completely redone.
Oh, I was
So
hoping...
do you know, like the first 3 didn't have the voices in?
Yeah.
It
Yep.
just made. They all have voices now the entire way through. It's a completely new storyline.
See,
Hmm.
I loved the first. I 100%ed both the first one and the second one, and then when they did the complete saga, completed that one 100% as well. I mean, it's a very easy game to get 100% on.
Yeah.
But there's you can just spend
But
so
no, the
much
new
time.
Lego Star Wars is completely remade. It's completely new.
That'd be interesting.
So,
I mean, I've played a lot of the Lego games. They're actually quite fun.
Yeah, they are quite fun. I've got the Lego Jurassic World,
Ooh,
Hmm.
and you can get lost in that. It's almost like an open world
yeah.
type Lego game, which is it's quite interesting. I sit and play it with the veins and that, and it fucking have a blast. See split screen as well. You're away for hours, man. So you can get right around the whole park and all that, and it's good. It's good.
That's actually decent.
I think that's about.
Yeah, I think
But what,
that.
what was that Lego game? That's kind of like Minecraft where you collect blocks and you can build anything with. I can't
Oh,
remember.
Lego World.
Worlds. That was
Lego
that was
Worlds.
buggy. Yeah, that was buggy as hell, even on
Yeah,
the split screen.
They tried creating basically Minecraft with Lego, and it was like, well, yeah, it didn't go well. It
No,
didn't go
I
the
didn't.
best.
The idea was cool.
Yeah, the idea
It was-
sounds good, but yeah. Well,
It
I
is.
think that would be a good place to end. We've done this for an hour. We didn't do it for as long as last week because last week just went on
No.
for a long, long time. We didn't think that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
going to end. But thank you to everyone who
Cool.
popped up into the chat, and thank you for Andy joining us as well.
No problem. I'm
We
happy to be here.
will
Thank you very much for having me.
We will see you guys next week, same time, 7:30. Brand new topic. Might be a new guest. We don't know.
If you've got ideas for us to talk about, please go to the Discord and drop
Yes.
them in the Discord.
Yes.
We are listening to ideas. So
I mean, we only came up with this idea like 5 hours ago.
There's a wild.
Speaking of games, speaking of gamers who are absolute scrubs, and Naomi's here, and he's just gonna not say anything.
I'm out.
Yep, guys, thank you for dropping by. We'll see you all next week.
Thanks for coming by.
See you
See you
later.
later.
Bye bye.